Hi Nigel, thanks for your time today.
No problem.
I remember when Chantel Cameron left the McGuigan team. I used to talk to her on social media. How long have you worked with her, and what's it been like?
Chantel's been with us now for 3 years. She's a consummate professional. She can fight. She has complete focus on becoming the undisputed world champion, and we believe that she's going to do it.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think's been her best performance?
The last performance, Mary McGee, she was just exceptional. Mary McGee came to win and massively fancied it, and she's an elder statesman of the sport and a real serious campaigner. And Chantel, it was a good performance, and I believe that it was put up for Fight of the Year because it was so terrific. And that's her best performance. She's obviously some of the decent performances. She fought Bashir to win the world title, so in Brentwood. But yeah, I think Mary McGee, and we're expecting the best of Callie Reese. So Callie Reese is the other side of the undisputed. So this is all road to undisputed, lead to Chantel fighting Callie Reese, and so that's going to happen hopefully in the next couple of months.
Yeah, they've been a bit slow in announcing a date, but I'm looking forward to that fight. What do you think of the way women's boxing is developed? And I'll give you a quick story about me. Years ago, I sparred Sandy Ryan, and I was saying to Clifton Mitchell, because every woman I've ever sparred, I went very, very easy. Obviously sparring. And I was saying to Clifton, I want to spar a woman that can actually fight. Let me see how good she is. He goes, she'll beat you up. I disagreed, and yeah, she did beat me up, and I hit her as hard as I could. Now, it had, she was able to deal with me. The question I'm trying to ask, especially with what Bob Arum said about women's boxing recently, how far do you think it's progressed now where people are starting to take it more seriously?
I think it's a definite. I think obviously the trailblazers of the sport was Jane Couch, and obviously in Jane's time she was paying for herself to be on bills. So that's obviously not the case anymore. They're getting paid, and now they're talking about big payments for some of these girls. So Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, it's a six-figure fight. The biggest criticism that you have for women's boxing is the depth, the strength in depth, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So if you get fighters jumping up two or three divisions just to fight for a world title, it's not problematic, but the strength and the depth is not there. But it takes time, and you have to be honest. It takes time, and I have amateur girls in my gym now in abundance because they see the likes of Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, Natasha Hardy. So Natasha Jonas, she's a great consummate professional who shows what hard work and dedication can happen. When you give it in abundance, and she's now world champion, and I doff my cap to her. But the strength in depth, it's difficult to get in there, but it will come with years, and it's a relatively new sport. Let's be honest.
Yeah, of course.
When I say new, as I say, Jane Couch was doing it for years ago and paying for herself. But there's certainly now headlining bills, and Chantel she headlined when she won the world title, and that'll just come with time. So it does need time, but there are pleasures to train the girls. Chantel does, as you tell her, and she really, really can fight. And so the longer it goes on, you've got people like Sandy Ryan who are coming through, and she's obviously making big noises now, doing very well. So, and as you say, you sparred it yourself, so you know that she can fight. But we put Chantel in with some of our lads, and so I know she can fight.
Yeah.
So I know that she's sparring. So she'll give many a man a good idea. So just not me.
Yeah, I know. I took one from Sandy Ryan, so I do know.
Of course.
What would you say are the biggest problems in boxing, and what changes do you want to see?
Biggest problem, I think the weight, how people make weight can be problematic. People, losing £10 on the day of a weigh-in, you know, and it's very hard not to criticise it, because the amount of weight that some of these fighters put on is just unbelievable, and to lose that amount of weight can be scary. And
Of course, yeah.
I think, and again, whether I'm an advocate for it or not, but same day weigh-ins, there's a lot to be said for them, because I do believe it'll make the sport safer. But again, it's because it used to happen, and you didn't have people putting on 1.5 stone, 2 stone, which is just an incredible amount of weight to put back on, and it's also detrimental to your to the longevity in the sport. But so that's one thing. The misuse of drugs is obviously the peds that seem to be around, and you're seeing that some of the top people in the game getting away with doing it. So I believe that unless the sanctioning bodies clamp down on these people, you're never going to get rid of it. You're never going to eradicate it. So they're the two things that I think, you know, there's problems with. You know, I've never known, you know, no one's ever said to me, can you get me some of that for a boxer? And I've been in the sport quite a long time. Obviously not as long as many people in the sport, but so I don't. It seems to be commonplace. A lot in America, and obviously there are some who fell foul of it in our country, but it seems to be a bit of a problem over in the States. Certainly, in there's certain camps where you think, you know, are they doing it? But it's a tough one. It's a very tough one. But our sport is doing its best. This British Boxing Board of Control are doing their best to get it right. You know, the welfare of the boxers is paramount.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's, you know, also the coaches have to be mindful of that. It's about the boxers and not the coaches.
Yeah, we can go into more detail another time, but I'll just say quickly, boxing's so accessible. I've walked into so many gyms. I've seen Pacquiao spar. I've met Mayweather, Tyson Fury. I've seen. So it's just so accessible. You get all these strength and conditioners. You know, champ, take this, take that. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. The last question I will ask, I've saved the best for last. Obviously, the main event. Tell us about the work you and Jamie Moore have done, and tell us about the fight between Jack and Josh Taylor on Saturday.
Listen, it's historical in the fact that it's never happened before. Two British fighters fighting for the undisputed world championship. You know, we're proud to be involved in it. We're proud to be involved in it. Coming with an ambition to win and an aim to win. So we're not coming up here to make the numbers. We know how difficult any task like this is going to be, to fight against someone who's as good as Josh Taylor. But we believe that Jack Catchwell has all the ingredients to fulfil his ambition of becoming world champion, and he gets it. You know, he gets all the marbles. Josh can fight. There's no denying that, and no one has ever tried to deny that. Certainly from our camp, and he's undisputed for a reason. You know, he's done it the hard way. So Jack does get a bit of a golden ticket, but we believe that he can cash that in and win. I've never met anyone who's single-minded and ready for it. His preparation has been phenomenal. The stuff he's been eating today, so obviously I've been involved in the game, you know, a decent amount of time, and I've never seen anybody eat the sort of stuff that he's eating on the day of the weigh-in, the day before the weigh-in.
Okay.
They're usually starving and cutting the water down, genuinely. So he's having 7 litres of water yesterday, and it was 5 pounds off the weight. She's just an incredible thing. So he could have made the weight today quite easily, but he doesn't need to. So he's got another day, and he is ready to go.
And I look forward to it. I mean, I've been around boxing for years now. I understand boxing. Quickest example, the way I can finish off. Obviously, Jack's the underdog, but it doesn't matter, because on the night, if you remember when Ali fought Cooper, he got dropped by one left hook. If you asked me, so in his next fight, he took on Sonny Liston and he won. If you asked me, do I think he can beat Sonny Liston? I'm sure most of us would have said no. If you're getting dropped off Cooper, you know, so this is what I'm saying about this fight. People can make predictions, they can say he's the underdog, but it's up to him to perform on the night. You know, you win a fight by winning a fight, you know.
Talk's cheap.
Yeah.
It's all good me saying it, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. It doesn't matter until it happens.
Oh yeah.
So he's got to bring it tonight. So Josh has to bring it on Saturday evening. But Buster Douglas was a 20-1 fighter against Mike Tyson and beat him.
Well, imagine George Foreman telling you he's going to become heavyweight champion. I would have said not at that age. Like, but he done it.
But even there are so many anomalies that you can say, examples of underdogs doing well. But Jamie Moore was a massive underdog to beat Michael Jones. He came in at 5 days' notice and won the British Championship. So there are millions of good success stories. And obviously Josh is banking on it. That not happening on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I just believe that Jack can do it 100%.
Oh, good. I look forward to it.
Nice one.
Thanks for your time, Nigel.
God bless.